Check, check. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
how you doing?
Dave, what's up, dude?
How are ya?
Good to see you, man.
You too. How you been, all
I'm in
right?
the hot seat today.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Dave here from Metal Ruse, and I'm here with Dave of Revocation. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Me and Dave actually know each other, so I surprised him with it's like, oh, I know this room. We do lessons together, and I struggle my way through, and Dave throws a heap of stuff at me.
That's right. How are those arpeggios going? That's what I really want to know.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. They're still slow. I'm doing
All
them though.
right.
They're still slow
Good,
though.
good. That's good. That's good.
Slow is good. All right, so Australia soon. You excited?
Yes. I can't wait. Yeah, I just love playing in Australia. The crowds are always great, and it's just a lovely place to be, so I can't wait.
Yeah, awesome. So 8 dates, sorry, across Australia and New Zealand.
So we're actually not doing the New Zealand dates. That's just suffocation.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So what's
Yeah.
that, six for you? Five,
Five. Yeah.
five.
Yeah. We're
Yep, yep.
doing, I don't know what the order is, but we're doing Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, and Adelaide.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Um, you've pretty well done all those states before, haven't you?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you know what to expect. What's your kind of favorite thing with Australia?
Uh, I don't know. I honestly just really gel with Australia in general. Like, I like the weather there, just the overall kind of tropical environment. I love the people. The food scene's great there. Obviously, the metal scene is very vibrant and strong in Australia.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, just across, I'm just a big fan across the board.
Yeah, well, you're we've spoken in our lessons before, but your winters are pretty harsh there in the middle of our winters, like your kind of first day of autumn, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to being in shorts for a good portion of my time there.
It's funny because for here it's just kind of got the tiniest bit cold, and we're all it's
Right,
bloody
right.
freezing out there.
Right, right, right. I have to wear a hoodie. This is outrageous.
Yeah, not even hoodie. I'm still in shorts. It's
Okay, there you go. Right, right. It's just a couple degrees cooler than you'd like.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So your Revocation's 9 albums in, is that right?
I believe so. I know it's crazy to think about.
How crazy good is that? And so this would be first time in Australia for the newest album.
Yep, for Nether Heaven, correct.
Yep, yep. So what can kind of people expect, and what are you looking forward to playing for us?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to play some new material, that's for sure. Very excited to debut this material live for the first time in Australia. Um, it's cool. You get to kind of like relive those moments on tour because, like, playing the new material for the first time, in the States, because generally we usually do a tour of the US as kind of our first thing. So, like, that's kind of the material is like sort of fresh for us at that point
Yep.
still too. And then,
Yeah, yeah.
we'll play it, we'll debut it in Europe, and that kind of breathes new life into it. And then, we kind of go on the whole world tour circuit. And so this will probably be our last like tour on the Nether Heaven tour cycle.
Yep.
So it'll be cool to play it in front of a crowd that's never heard the material before, because it's just gonna, like I said, kind of, I think, reinvigorate the material that much
Yeah.
further.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So is
Yeah.
there a new album in the works? Couldn't tell me
There
you got
is
a
a new
killing.
album. There is a new album in the works. Yeah, we actually just finished the drums for it right before we left for our European tour.
Okay.
So the song structures are written. Everything is good to go there, and yeah, we're really excited about the new stuff.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Um, so how do you kind of approach your writing for Revocation?
For me, it's always the same process. It starts with the riff first and foremost, and I think I've just gotten better at cataloging my ideas over the years. So I'll write a riff, I'll record the riff, and at the end of a year or two, there's a whole stockpile of different ideas, and then I'll just kind of start putting the pieces together.
Yep, yep. And your riff writing is obviously it's second to none. That's how we ended up, Um, but they're very intricate and stuff like that. So putting your kind of stuff together would be pretty involved, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to always bring something new to the table, something fresh. Obviously we're working within the confines of a metal genre,
Yep.
so it's got to be heavy. But I always try to put some twists and turns in there, and I think we can play with a few different colors in our color palette. We can be kind of more groovy, we can be fast and thrashy, kind of lean into the death metal side, and more blast beats and stuff like that. So there are kind of a wide array of things to choose from, even within an extreme genre like death metal, as far as different moods and textures. And I like to explore all of that. And certainly I think maybe what Revocation is sort of known for is our sort of musical curveballs that we like to kind of throw in there. I never want a fan to kind of expect what's coming next. I always want to kind of keep the listeners on their toes. I mean, to me, one of my favorite elements of music is the element of surprise. Um, and a lot of my favorite bands have those moments where it's like they just throw this monstrous riff at you, and it just kind of comes out of left field, but at the same time it just sort of works perfectly. Or same thing with
Yeah.
some of my favorite soloists. As they're playing, the note choices and the melodies. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect him to end on that note there, and that was so interesting. It really made my ears perk up. And it's the same thing with I think with visual art too. There's different artists out there that they have their own style, but they're always just kind of so creative with their approach to whatever the subject matter is. So we try to um, always keep things creative. That's, I think, our number one goal is to keep that creative spark always going.
Yep. So what can we kind of expect with the next album?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot going on with it. I feel like it kind of pulls from all of the best kind of components of Revocation over the years. To be honest, it's certainly very heavy. It's got a table flipping parts, as I like to call them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think the material will be fun to play live. I think it'll elicit a good reaction from the crowd. But it's also very progressive in certain parts. It's very technical. It's got its sort of twists and turns. I think it's very varied in terms of the differences between songs, but also it feels really cohesive to me as well. So yeah, I don't know. I guess people just have to kind of wait and see. It's always weird sort of talking about your own music in that regard, but
Yeah.
I certainly think if you were a fan of the Outer Ones and a fan of Nether Heaven, and just kind of our catalog in general, this feels like kind of like a good sort of merger of the last two records, while still trying to forge some new ground in there as well.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. So gear wise, what do you I always delve just a bit into gear. As you can see behind me, and we've spoken before, I'm a bit
Yeah,
of a hoarder.
yeah, yeah.
What are you bringing out? You got your model of
I've
Jackson.
Yeah, I've got my Jackson Warriors. I'm bringing out the red and the yellow. I kind of alternate depending on, I'll kind of change strings on one, let those settle, play the other guitar, and then kind of rotate them like that. So I'll be
Yep.
bringing my signature Warriors out. What does my pedal board have on it? I'm using a wireless system. I think it's a Shure. I've got just the
They're
classic
amazing.
Maxon, the
Yep.
Maxon, green
Yep.
overdrive
808.
pedal. Yeah, exactly. Classic sound. I've got my Fort and Zool, my noise gate that I
Yep.
that I use,
No, same
and
one.
I also have my um, Eidolon pedal, which has just been relaunched. That was my signature lead pedal. It was released through Dunnable for the initial run, and then Dunnable pretty much I think Sasha just went into more of a direction of just building guitars and not focusing on trying to, build guitars and pedals and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
a lot of work just to build guitars, to his standard. So, with the pedal business too, I think it just it was hard sourcing parts and all that kind of thing after COVID. So
Yeah,
he,
especially that.
I think he just kind of leaned more into the guitar building thing. So the from what I understand, the pedal part of his line I think is discontinued, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, I needed to find a new home for the Eidolon. So I've been kind of working behind the scenes for quite a while. It's now been announced with Frost Giant. Eric is the man, and he's taken up the mantle of the Eidolon under his product lineup. So yeah, I'm really excited that pedal is back on the market. It's got a new footprint, which I think fits better on people's pedal boards, and it's
Yep.
also got like a totally new, you know, redesign of the graphics, which I think came out super sick. And yeah, it sounds, just as amazing as the OG, but just with an updated layout that looks even slicker, and I think a better footprint for your pedal board. So I'm really excited that those are now available. So pick one up if you're into pedals.
You're into gear.
Frost Giant Electronics. I think it's fuzzworship.com is actually his website, because he's kind of really known for his fuzzes. So this is it's actually his first modulation pedal ever.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
it's cool to team up with him with that.
Yeah, awesome.
And then I think I'm going to be, as far as amps go, I'm hoping I get EVH over there.
Yeah.
It always kind of depends sometimes in terms of what's available. But if it's not
Sometimes
EVH,
PV.
yeah, I'm totally fine with the PV6505s too. Those are definitely chunky sounding amps. So
They are,
hopefully I
for
get my
sure.
EVHs, because that's who I'm endorsed with, and
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, you love them, eh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Always see one in the background when we're doing lessons.
Yeah.
I've only got I've got the little EVH, but yeah,
Yeah.
love
They're
it.
great amps.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
All right, so I always kind of finish off with just approaching whatever the artist is that I do, but obviously guitar to what's some influence or some inspiration you can give to younger people to kind of coming up into the metal world.
Yeah. I mean, I would say try to find your own voice as much as possible on the instrument. Um, you know, Music is such an amazing, just, art form that humans have created. And well, I mean, I guess you could make the argument that music was maybe even here before humans,
Yeah,
birds singing and things like that, but it's just such a powerful force, uh, and it's incredibly rewarding. So, I think it's important to respect the craft, to, learn what you can, try to find your own voice. You don't necessarily have to go to school for it to be good, or even take lessons, but just, try to find your own voice, try to find your own sound, and just use it as a creative tool, and hopefully other people will resonate with the music that you make. But the beautiful thing about music is, even if no one hears it and it's just for you, it's still a really beautiful
still worthwhile.
thing. To me, music is more than just performing live. It's a philosophy, it's a lifestyle,
Helps the
it's
mind.
meditation. Yeah, it's meditation for me. It's just good for my soul. I mean, I got sharing a hotel room with my drummer right now in Frankfurt, while we await our flight in a couple days to Australia, and he's off practicing drums somewhere, and I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
it, I'm just gonna stay in my hotel room, I think, all day, and just like practice guitar, just because it's something that I just love to do. And it's like it's always like seeing like an old friend or something like that. It's always a good time. If I can have the guitar in my lap, I'm feeling good. So whatever your instrument is, whether it's drums, bass,
Yeah, that's right.
saxophone, give it the care and attention that it deserves, and you'll have a lifelong journey of
No money.
fulfillment and rewards. Well, I don't know about the money part. The money is part, is that's a very slim few that you know
Yeah.
because the overhead, it just keeps getting higher and
Yeah, it
higher, Dave.
does.
I gotta say, it's those tickets to Australia ain't cheap. So
Oh,
if
no.
you're coming to the Australian shows, buy all of our merch so we can keep the train rolling.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks heaps for your time, and I'll I'll hopefully get to see you in Sydney. And
Yes, yeah. Please come say what's up. It'd be great to
yeah.
hang.
All right, cool, Les. All right, well, have a
I won't
safe
make you do
flight.
arpeggios on the spot. I promise.
You should do.
Yeah, yeah. I brought the
Brilliant.
warrior, Dave. It's time.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, we're doing these sweep arpeggios. Anyway, it's always a pleasure seeing you, Dave. Thank you so
You
much.
too. All right. Thanks, Ace, buddy, and I'll see you soon.
See you then. Peace.
All right.